Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take a single Sanskrit word and unpack it, because this one word, Vishwam, is trying to hold the entire universe inside it. It's not just a name, it's a whole philosophy. So where does this word even come from? Well, it's the very first name you'll find in the Vishnu Sahasra Naama. That's an ancient Hindu text listing 1,000 names for Lord Vishnu. And the fact that this one is right at the top, number one, that tells you it's not just important, it's foundational. It's the starting point for everything else. But that brings up a pretty big question, right? How can one single word possibly contain the entire universe? It sounds kind of impossible. Well, that's exactly the mystery we're going to unravel together right now. Okay, so let's start with the basics. The most direct, straightforward meaning. This first layer is right there on the surface, and honestly, it's already pretty mind-blowing. At its simplest, Vishwam just means everything, the whole shebang, the entire creation. But here's the kicker, and this is really important. The source material says this means all of existence is a manifestation of the divine. It's not like a god built the universe as a separate project. The idea is that the universe is the divine, just in a form we can see and experience. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because we can go way deeper. With a lot of Sanskrit words, to really get what they mean, you have to look at their linguistic DNA, the root word, or what's called a dhatu. The root here is vis, and vis just means to enter into. That's it. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? But hold on to that idea, because this one simple action, the act of entering, is the key that unlocks two more incredibly profound layers of meaning. So from that one little root, you get this beautiful, powerful two-way street. It's a dynamic relationship. The creator enters creation, and, just as important, creation eventually enters back into the creator. Let's break both of those down. So first up, the divine brings the universe into being, but then it doesn't just step back and watch from a distance. Nope, it enters into every single part of it. It becomes what the source text calls the root matrix of creation. That means the divine is woven into every atom, every star, every single living thing. It's not separate, it's part of the fabric of existence. And then you've got the mirror image of that idea, which looks at what happens at the end of a cosmic cycle. It says that all of creation, everything that exists, eventually dissolves by entering back into the divine. So the divine isn't just the source, it's also the ultimate destination, the final resting place for the entire universe. Okay, so these two ideas, entering in and entering back, lead us to a couple of big philosophical concepts. They might sound a little complex, but I promise the idea behind them is actually really clear. We're talking about immanence and transcendence. So the word Vishvam is telling us that reality is both of these things at the exact same time. It's immanent, meaning it's present within everything, in every single microscopic and macroscopic part of creation. But it's also transcendent, meaning it exists beyond creation. It's the ultimate reality, the final shelter that has, in a way, gone beyond its own creation. This brings us to one last, really cool duality. You know, if something is both within and beyond the universe, what does that mean for our ability to actually perceive it? And that leads us to the idea of the manifest and the unmanifest. Reality is described as being both vyakta and avyakta. Vyakta is the manifest, the expressed form that we can actually perceive with our senses, the world all around us. But all of that comes from the avyakta, the unmanifest, the absolute source that is totally beyond our human perception. It's kind of like you can see the waves on the ocean, the vyakta, but you can't see the deep avyakta currents that are actually creating them. And this whole idea of a vyakta, or manifest reality, isn't just some abstract concept. It has a very real, tangible expression. Because the divine has a perceivable form, the universe itself, the practice of murti puja, which is the worship of idols and forms, makes perfect sense in this philosophy. It's a way of connecting with the seeable part of an otherwise unseeable reality. So let's just pull all of this together. This one word, Vishwam, isn't just one simple definition. It's a complete, multi-layered worldview, all packed into one. It means the universe itself. It means a reality that is both within creation and beyond it. And it means a presence that is both seen and, at the same time, unseen. And that leaves us with one last thing to chew on. If we really take this idea to heart, that the reality we experience every day is just the manifest part of a much bigger, unmanifest whole, how does that change the way we look at the world, and maybe even our own place in it? It suggests there's always more to reality than what meets the eye.